Busokelo Rungwe District, Mbeya region. And in sports, TFF sets new date for Simba Sports Club and Yanga Sports Club Derby. Good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's start things off with the national news. The President of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, has received a report from a special committee of experts which he formed to evaluate the coronavirus pandemic and advise the government on management of the pandemic. And President Samia Suluhu Hassan has today also at State House in Dar es Salaam sworn in 7 appellate judges and 21 High Court judges in a ceremony attended by Vice President Dr. Philip Mpango, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa, as well as various government, defense and security, as well as religious leaders.
Mimi Patricia Saleh Fikirini naapa kwamba
nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania na kuitumikia kwa moyo wangu wote,
na kwamba nitaihifadhi, nitailinda na kuitetea katiba ya Jamhuri ya Muungano
wa Tanzania kwa mujibu wa sheria iliyowekwa. Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Waheshimiwa majaji, kama mlivyoshuhudia, kati ya majaji 7 walioapa leo wa mahakama ya rufaa,
Honorable judges, as how you have witnessed, out of 7 judges who took oath today, for the referral court, 3 judges are women. And out of the 21 judges of High Court, 10 are women. Almost 50-50. This is proving my target of increasing the number of women in decision-making organs. I not only chose them because they are women, but rather I made the decisions because of capabilities and qualifications that they have. Go with confidence in fulfilling your responsibilities. I believe performances of women in courts are stupendous comparing to men because they are mothers with special hearts.
Ombi langu kwenu mkajiamini.
And 1 person has died and more than 30 households made homeless after their houses were covered by mudslides caused by rain at Mwakaleri Valley in Busokelo Council, Rungwe District, which have also caused flooding and destroyed more than 50 acres of crops.
Maafa aliyekufa ni mmoja na mmoja huyu ndio alibomokewa na nyumba.
1 person has died and farms have been ruined. When I came out, I found mud next to my door, so I took my children and ran away.
Tumeumia sana kupoteza huyo kijana wetu.
We're sad to have lost our young man who sadly had fallen asleep and the house collapsed on him.
Kupata taarifa hizo tuliwasiliana na mbunge tukakubaliana kwamba kwa sababu yeye yuko karibu na serikali kule, basi tathmini itakapokuwa imekamilika tumpelekee.
And Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has directed National Housing Corporation NHC to complete construction of a modern abattoir in Vingunguti, Dar es Salaam as quickly as possible so that it can begin to provide services. He gave the directive after an inspection tour at the abattoir.
The mayor and the director, we need that area so that we can start working. When do you start so that you can complete early and they can live here? Demolish this place so that it can be used for other things. Prime Minister, the benefits of this project are estimated to provide more than 3,000 jobs. It is estimated to increase the local revenue of the council. We estimate to earn more than 3 billion a year. Increase the production of fresh meat for customers, expand the scope of foreign markets, and increase foreign exchange. Adding value to the products of goats and cattle, including the manufacture of bags, shoes, and belts.
The Ministry of Works and Transport has today tabled in Parliament budget estimates for the 2021-2022 financial year, amounting to 3.7 trillion shillings, and listed priority areas which include rehabilitation of railway and port infrastructure, as well as air, water and dry land transport services.
Katika mwaka wa fedha 21-22 jumla ya shilingi bilioni 635,849.
In the financial year 2021-2022, a total of 635 billion shillings has been allocated for the rehabilitation of regional highways, of which town roads has been allocated 567 billion shillings for road maintenance. The Ministry of Construction and Transportation has been allocated 63 billion shillings for regional roads rehabilitation work.
Mfumo wa tansisi wa malipo kwa mamlaka mapato Tanzania uangaliwe.
The TANSIS payment system for the Tanzania Revenue Authority should be monitored so that it can keep pace with reality, as it has been one of the nuisance and delays in ports and even customer service delays. The government should reconsider the operation of the Tanzania Ports Authority, as there have been complaints of ports customers and having long chain of charges causing delays.
The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has said that the Uhuru torch is a significant symbol of the union between Tanganyika and Zanzibar, and that the Uhuru torch race is the only system that brings Tanzanians together. Dr. Mwinyi made the statement in Makunduchi, South Unguja, in a speech read on his behalf by the second Vice President, Salum, when speaking to residents at the launch of the Uhuru torch race.
Cooperation between the government of the United Republic of Tanzania and the government of Zanzibar in preparation of these celebrations are mega symbols of good relations on both sides in strengthening union matters. Youth were well trained to ensure that they remind Tanzanians about the history and philosophy of the National Freedom Torch and disseminate this year's theme, as well as inspecting development projects. Because they're well trained, they're going to perform well in inspecting all development projects while ensuring that neither embezzlements nor corruptions are done in government projects. The philosophy of National Freedom Torch has made Tanzania participate in freedom movements of other African countries, the moment when the country began fighting with poverty, diseases and ignorance. In a very special way, Freedom Torch philosophy has contributed in maintaining peace and unity of our nation.
Tanzania Revenue Authority in Kilimanjaro region has said that they are satisfied that the investor of Faru John Spirits Factory in High District is running its operations legally by following all investment procedures and regulations.
Mlipa kodi huu ni halali kwa sababu alifuata taratibu za kusajiliwa mwezi Januari.
This taxpayer is legally recognized because he followed registration procedures, and we gave him a stamp and he revived 93 million stamps and affixed it to his drinks. So this is a legitimate trader for the drink he sells.
Tumekuwa na taarifa ambayo ilitoka wiki iliyopita kwamba kiwanda chetu kimefungiwa.
There was a report from last week that our factory was closed. The report accuses us of not having permits, which is not true. We followed all production procedures and rules. We were inspected, and TBS gave us certificates, and TRA gave us stamps on collection of tax.
And the Inspector General of Police, Simon Siro, has told Commissioner Salum Hamdun to fulfill his duties according to his oath and to ensure he oversees the laws and regulations of the country. IGP Siro said this when conferring the new rank of Commissioner on behalf of President Samia Suluhu Hassan. President Samia Suluhu Hassan has promoted Commissioner Hamduni to Director General of the Prevention and Combating of Corruption Bureau PCCB.
I have handed you the Constitution of the United Republic of Tanzania and the Police General Order. We uphold the law. I have no doubts about your performances. I believe you will do justice to Tanzanians. You must uphold the laws and you have full support from Tanzanians.
Awali ya yote kwanza kabisa namshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu.
I thank Honorable President Samia Suluhu Hassan for promoting me to the rank of Police Commissioner and for the appointment that has been given to me as a director of the Institute for the Prevention and Combating of Corruption. I thank the entire military leadership for their trust in giving me various leadership positions.
Polisi pamoja na timu nzima ya commissioners na uongozi mzima wa jeshi.
And that is all for national news. International news is next. In international news, the Israeli military launched another series of air raids on the Gaza Strip early on Monday, hours after Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the attacks on the Palestinian enclave would continue. Here's more on the report.
Explosions rocked Gaza City from north to south in a bombardment that was heavier, wider, and lasted longer than the air raids that killed at least 42. At least 198 people, including 58 children, have been killed in Gaza Strip since the latest violence began a week ago. The United Nations Security Council met on Sunday to discuss the violence, but failed to agree on even a joint statement of concern.
And the United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken says he has not seen any Israeli evidence of the Hamas operating in the Gaza building that houses residences, offices and media organizations that Israel destroyed on Saturday. Here's more.
U.S. Secretary of State Blinken on Monday asked Israel for justification for the strike. The Israeli military, which gave journalists and other building occupants about an hour to evacuate, claims that Hamas used the building for a military intelligence office.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, in Kenya is seeking to appeal a High Court's ruling with regard to its legality and constitutionality in relation to quorum. IEBC Chairperson Wafula Chebukati said they are in the process of appeal and will on Thursday meet with lawyers before moving to court. Last Thursday, a 5-bench judge declared the Building Bridges initiative unconstitutional and barred the IEBC from undertaking any processes in respect to the amendments.
I believe you listened to the judgment of which was given on 13th of this month. That was on Thursday. That is an issue which, as a commission, we have engaged our lawyers and discussions are ongoing. In the course of this week, we shall be launching an appeal in the Court of Appeal. And it's for the simple reason. Sometimes in 2019, the High Court, presided over by Justice Okwanyi, made a determination that Article 250 of the Constitution is what applies to the Commission. Article 250 applies to all constitutional commissions and independent commissions.
And that's all for the international news. Business news follows after the short break.
Tune in to Business Edition and meet business leaders and experts who keep you informed on business and economic developments taking place in the country, such as tourism, construction, energy, transport, mining, agriculture, communication, banking, real estate, and more. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m. only on Capital Television.
Welcome back, and now in business news. The Minister of State in the Prime Minister's Office for Investment, Geoffrey Mwambe, has directed employees from his ministry and Tanzania Investment Center not to engage in corruption malpractices and issued a 14-day deadline to investors who have any complaints on institutions delaying investment procedures to submit them to the ministry.
Mwekezaji yote anataka kuwekeza Tanzania hii. Pointi yake ya kwanza kwenda ni TIC.
The first place to go is TIC, which shall help you get land, connect you to NEMC and all relevant bodies. It is forbidden for any investor to offer bribe or give money in order to receive service from our ministry and our institutions, because we've decided to create a level playing field where everyone is allowed to conduct business.
Mmoja ataweza kufanya shughuli zake.
Sasa sisi tumejipanga.
We're prepared as a ministry to ensure restrictions are removed quickly so that our country benefits from investment and the private sector in general.
Na sekta binafsi kwa ujumla.
Total capitalization at the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange has increased to 35.98 billion on the week ending May 7th this year due to increase on value of shares of various companies at the stock exchange.
Na kwa soko la ndani kwa maana ya domestic market capitalization kulikuwa na ongezeko.
In domestic market capitalization, there was a big increase of about 64 billion shillings as a result of price increase in CRDB and Twiga cement in the week ending 13th.
11, lakini bado maongezeko ya bei kwenye kampuni ya CRDB na Twiga yalichangia ukuaji wa ukubwa wa soko la ndani kwa kiwango cha karibu bilioni 64 katika wiki hiyo ishia tarehe 13.
And Tanzania Revenue Authority TRA is implementing a taxpayers education campaign in Manyara region on traders with the aim of addressing their challenges.
Sasa tunataka tuwafikie kule waliko. Watueleze kama na changamoto.
We want to reach them where they are, and if there are any issues, we resolve them. Opinions are also received, and any challenges they have can be heard. It is a team that imparts knowledge on how to operate so that they perform well in business.
Lengo la hii team ni kutoa elimu.
This team's objective is to give knowledge to all taxpayers, and they will be going door to door.
And that is all for business news. Sports news is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
And now in sports. Tanzania Football Federation has picked July 3rd as the new date for the cancelled Mainland Premier League derby between rivals Simba Sports Club and Yanga Sports Club.
Second round fixture of the KARIAKOO Derby was postponed on May 8th at the 11th hour after Yanga, who were the visiting team, vehemently protested the change of kick-off time from 17 hours to 19 hours by the Federation. The DFF had communicated the change of kick-off time to both clubs on the match day, a decision which did not go down well with the Jangwani Giants, who instead went to the match venue at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium at the earlier kick-off time. According to a revised fixture obtained, TFF have settled for July 3rd as the date for the two sides to square it out at Mkapa Stadium, and the match will kick off at 17 hours.
Tanzania Officials Association Coordinator Manyama Bwire has urged referees to be careful with their decisions as the Premier League season heads towards the end.
We are waiting for the 72 hours committee because most of us were not there. We just viewed this from television. The Matchcom, as well as referee reports, must have reached the authorities by now. I think since Namungo played Yanga, 72 hours have passed. I believe the answers will come out tomorrow or the day after. I don't like to hear an official being criticized, especially with controversial issues.
And Tyson Fury has announced his all-British heavyweight showdown with Anthony Joshua will take place in Saudi Arabia on the 14th of August.
In a video posted to Twitter, the 32-year-old said, "I have got some massive news. I've just got off the phone with Prince Khalid of Saudi Arabia and he told me this fight is 100% on 14th of August. The pair will contest all 4 world titles for the first time in the sport's history. Joshua, a year younger than Fury, holds the WBA, WBO and IBF belts. Plans for a fight between the pair were set in motion when Fury defeated Deontay Wilder to capture the WBC title in February last year, just a couple of months after Joshua avenged his only career loss to Andy Ruiz Jr. Joshua retained his 3 belts last December with a 9th round knockout of mandatory challenger Kubrat Pulev, but the unbeaten Fury's planned trilogy fight against Wilder has failed to materialize.
And Stephen Curry became the oldest scoring champion since Michael Jordan in 1998, finishing with 46 points as the Golden State Warriors held off the Memphis Grizzlies by 113-101 in a regular season finale that determined the play-in tournament's 8th and 9th spots.
The Warriors wrapped up the number 8 seed and will play on Wednesday, while Memphis finished at number 9 and will host the Spurs on Wednesday. Golden State's opponent will face the Los Angeles Lakers on Wednesday, setting up a delicious face-off between Curry and LeBron James. The winner of the game involving the Warriors and Lakers will be the number 7 seed in the West playoffs and face the Phoenix Suns. The loser of that game will play the Memphis San Antonio winner on Friday to be the number 8 West seed. The number 8 seed will then face the number 1 seed in the West, the Utah Jazz.
Thomas Tuchel has insisted that Chelsea are mentally strong enough to recover from their defeat to Leicester in the FA Cup final and to make sure they do not blow qualifications for the Champions League.
Chelsea, who face Manchester City in the Champions League final on 29th of May, face a battle to ensure their season does not fizzle out after following last week's limp defeat to Arsenal in the league with a disappointing performance at Wembley on Saturday. Tuchel's side are under increasing pressure from Liverpool, who are 1 point behind them in 5th place and must respond when they host 3rd-placed Leicester on Tuesday and finish the league season at Aston Villa this Sunday. Tuchel, who joined Chelsea in January, urged his players not to feel sorry for themselves.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Nukuu ya Rais Mheshimiwa Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Huduma za mawasiliano. Kulizuka rabsha juzi hapa masuala ya mabando. Wananchi wakawa mkalituliza, kalifanyeni kazi. Lisizuke namna ile. Mpo mnaangalia. Hawa watu wanakuja tu na mambo yao mpaka wananchi washtuke na nyie tena ndio mnashtuka. Hapana. Nendeni kakaeni nao mfanye kazi vizuri.
Nukuu ya Rais Mheshimiwa Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Katika hifadhi ya mbuga za Kenya, mtu huyu anataka kuanza safari itakayobadilisha maisha yake. Yao Ming ni shujaa na bingwa katika nchi yake. Mchezaji nyota wa mpira wa vikapu alitumia urefu wake na uwezo wake mkubwa kuwa na mafanikio.